Hi, I'm Barry Watts with the WealthCare Corporation. Over the past 30 years, one of the most surprising discoveries I've made is how much anxiety people experience as they approach retirement. Now, intuitively, you'd think they'd be excited about it. They've looked forward to retiring for 40 years. But when the day comes, some people are so anxious they actually freeze up, and in some cases they call off their retirement and keep working for a few more years. I believe it's because they are so accustomed to going to work every day that they just can't imagine stopping and no longer having somewhere they have to be. Or maybe they just fear the lost paycheck. Sometimes people lack confidence that they've saved enough, and so they fear running out of money. I recently had a client in his early 60s tell me that he was afraid to retire. He had nearly $3 million, which for most people is plenty enough to retire on. But he was concerned that the cost of health care might consume the entire $3 million and leave him destitute. He didn't know that the average retiree only spends about $300,000 in health care costs during retirement. So in his case, he could probably retire and live out 10 retirements and be fine. But he didn't know, and he was scared, so he thought maybe he ought to just keep on working. It's those kinds of fears. How much will health care cost? Will my money last? Do I have enough? Those are the concerns that paralyze people into indecisions and keep them from stepping out of the shackles of everyday work and into an enjoyable retirement lifestyle. At WealthCare, we've developed a process to answer those questions and arrest those concerns. It's called the 6 Steps to Retirement Confidence. Now, you'll notice these steps are built like a staircase where you start at the bottom and work your way up. The first step is income to age 100. If we can be sure that your money is going to last you throughout your life expectancy, it makes it much easier to step off the work treadmill into a leisurely retirement. Here's how we do this. First, we ask for your sitting on the porch number. That's how much money needs to be deposited into your account every month to pay all of your bills, allowing you to sit on the porch or lead a more active retirement lifestyle if you want. But either way, not be concerned about earning money. When we know that number, then we begin developing your retirement income plan. From your sitting on the porch number, we subtract how much money you'll receive from Social Security. If you don't know that, or don't know when you'll take Social Security, we'll help you determine the optimum time to file. Then we take any pension income or other income, like from a rental property, and we subtract that from your sitting on the porch number. So sitting on the porch minus Social Security minus pension income leaves us with the amount that you have to cover from your investments. Then we can divide those investments and what they'll earn over the remaining years of your life and know with a reasonable degree of confidence whether or not your money will last to age 100. If it does, great! And if it doesn't, we'll show you some strategies to increase your guaranteed income and stretch your retirement funds so they'll last longer. In many cases, all the way to age 100. Congratulations, you've completed step 1. Step 2 on the staircase is tax-free or tax minimized. Because tax rates are guaranteed to increase, that law has already been passed, and maybe double over your retirement lifetime, we'll show you a strategy to reposition most of your retirement money from being taxable to becoming tax-free forever. That way, when taxes increase, you won't have to worry about it because your retirement is tax-free. This matters because what you've saved in retirement can affect whether or not you pay taxes on Social Security and how much you pay for Medicare. So getting you to the 0% tax bracket can actually eliminate taxes on Social Security and get you to the lowest possible cost for Medicare. About a third of our clients achieve the 0% tax bracket, and some of them have fairly high 6-figure incomes in retirement. You see, it isn't about the amount of money that you have, it's about having it structured properly so it is provided to you as tax-free income. Now, what if you can't achieve the 0% tax bracket so you'll be tax-free? Well, then the next best thing is to minimize taxes as much as possible so that you're in the lowest tax bracket. That way, when taxes do increase, the amount of your increase won't cause your tax rate to double. We've never yet met a person whose taxes we couldn't lower. Step 3 on the 6 steps to retirement confidence is principal protection. We work with you to determine how much of your retirement savings you'd like to have totally protected from stock market volatility and how much you might be willing to have float up and down with the stock market. In this process, we determine how much risk you're willing to tolerate in your portfolio, and then we measure your existing portfolio as invested today before any retirement planning is done. And in many cases, we discover that people are often taking substantially more risk than they need to or than they said they were comfortable with. But they didn't know it because no one had ever shown them how to quantify risk or how to reduce it in a way that could be measured so that it matches their desires and their needs. This process is designed to reduce the volatility so your retirement portfolio won't act like an amusement park roller coaster, but maybe more like a gentle merry-go-round. The fourth of the 6 steps to retirement confidence is long-term care and Medicare planning. Medicare can be really confusing. In fact, we recently had a person, an investment professional himself, who bills himself on his website as being a financial planning consultant, come through a course we teach at the university. When we started teaching about taxes and the impact of taxes on the cost of Medicare, he quickly told us he had no idea that he even had to pay in order to get his Medicare, let alone how his retirement savings could impact the cost of his Medicare. At WealthCare, we have a Medicare specialist whose only job is to help you untangle the confusing web the government has woven with Medicare and help you select the most cost-effective plan that will provide you the coverage you need for healthcare and pharmaceuticals at the lowest cost possible. Then there is long-term care. Did you know that if you're married and 65 years old, it's estimated that either you or your spouse have a 92% chance of needing long-term care before you die? But it's expensive, and insurance to pay for it is generally cost-prohibitive. So what do? Well, at WealthCare, we have a customized approach that can be tailored to fit about 3 out of 4 couples we consult with. It provides them with money to pay for care in a facility, or better yet, at their home. And best of all, if they never use it, they don't lose it. They can spend it for other things besides healthcare, like more vacations, travel, a new sunroom, a new boat, or whatever you please. And all that money can come to you tax-free. Now notice these 3 steps, number 2, 3, and 4, all reduce risk. The risk of taxes, the risk of loss of principal, and the risk of healthcare costs. When you've reduced those risks, you're ready to move on to step number 5, legacy planning. We didn't call this estate planning. Estate planning is the legal documents that transfer your assets when you die, and it's fairly straightforward. While we can help you with that process, legacy planning is something different and, in my view, much more important. What assets do you have that can't be quantified in money, that you would like to make sure are passed on to the next generation? The stories of your lifetime, how you met and married your spouse, how you got through that rough time financially, or survived the fear of that devastating health diagnosis. Even what you learned in a failed marriage or the keys that have allowed you to remain married and get through all the rough patches. Those are all things that you might want to share with your kids and grandkids so they'll have a resource to look back on when their own life's difficulties arrive. Yet, for most people, those stories, those principles and truths die with them. They're never captured and carried forward to the next generations. Think about it a moment. Do you have spiritual convictions, beliefs that you want to share to influence your grandchildren? Do you have philosophies about work, welfare, politics, or being a good neighbor and a kind person that you want to transfer to following generations? If you don't have a process to capture those truths and life stories, they'll die with you. At WealthCare, we believe it's important to pass on a legacy in addition to an estate, and we can help you do that. The first 5 steps of the 6 steps to retirement confidence are designed to address all the scary boogeymen that might jump out of the bushes during retirement. Once you've eliminated them, step by step, you can relax and breathe deeper, knowing it's unlikely that that particular problem will disrupt your retirement. From there, it really comes down to monitoring each step on an ongoing basis through what we call periodic strategy visits. From time to time, we get together with our clients as their situation dictates. We use these visits to check on the strategies they've put in place, determine if they need to add or adjust any strategies, and take a new measurement of their income to be sure they are still on pace to have income all the way to age 100. It's during these visits that we monitor the growth of their investments, review their beneficiaries, update their estate plan if needed, and analyze their tax return to capture any additional tax savings possible and make adjustments to reduce their income taxes. So there you have it. Those are the 6 steps in the process to achieve retirement confidence. We use them to help our clients see logically and feel emotionally that they've addressed all the retirement concerns that they might face. Having confidence the danger points, boogeymen as I like to call them, are properly arrested and addressed, you can announce your retirement and step off of the work treadmill onto the path of a retirement that's as active or leisurely as you desire. If you'd like to go through those 6 steps and develop your own retirement confidence, we invite you to come visit with us at WealthCare. There's no charge for a peace of mind checkup visit, during which we'll determine if we can help you and figure out together whether or not we're a fit and if it's appropriate to take you through the 6 steps to retirement confidence. Reach out today. You can call or use our 24-hour text line. The number is the same for either one, 417-882-1726. And we'll schedule a time for you to come into one of our offices or to talk on the phone or by video conference and get you on the road to retirement confidence. If you like this content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, What's on Wealth, or go to savingyouTaxes.com for more information.